So as you guys might have seen this by now, I've recently actually just made a couple of videos talking about who I think the Houston Rockets should be, of course, selecting in the 2023 NBA mock draft. Of course, I did use, I talk about their second pick that they do have, and of course, their later pick that they have, which is actually with the Brooklyn Nets. And again, before I get into who I think the Houston Rockets should take with both these picks, I would just like to preface off by saying a couple of things. First and foremost, that of course this video is actually coming out before the lottery, so we don't of course know what the official 2023 draft is going to look like just because the lottery hasn't happened yet. Therefore, I will be, just going off based off, current standings in the 2023 season. Therefore, the Rockets do have the second overall pick, and then of course, the other one is outside the lottery anyway, so we don't really have to worry about that one too much, which is the net, the Rocket net pick. But the other thing I would like to just say is, as well as, of course, these are going to be a couple clips from my official 2023 NBA mock draft. So if you would like to go see the full version and see who I have all the other teams taking, I do highly recommend it. Of course, I will be linking it in the description down below for all of you guys to go and check out. That way, if you're wondering why didn't I take a certain player with a pick, if you go and watch that, it might just be because I've already taken that player with a higher pick to another team. So I guess without further ado, let's get straight into it with who I think the Houston Rockets should select with their two top 20 picks in the 2023 NBA draft. With the number 2 overall pick though, we do have the Houston Rockets, and with that pick, I have the Houston Rockets selecting Scoot Henderson. I think this is also a really good pick for him, and of course the Rockets as well. I think this is a nice fit, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Scoot is of course 6'2" and is being compared to a bit of a hybrid of Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose, and those are two awesome, I think, comparisons. Whether or not you want to hate on Russell Westbrook, there's no doubt to admit that this guy was an MVP of the league at one stage and has been known as a prolific ball handler and playmaker who can definitely help his team out quite a bit. The athleticism is very similar between these players, and I definitely see some Derrick Rose athleticism in him. And of course, the potential on the defensive end as just a really good, athletic, young point guard is definitely going to be there as well. I love this fit for the Houston Rockets. I've been saying for quite a bit now, they just need a point guard who's going to come in and steady the offense, be nice and calm, play make, and score when he needs to, and of course help defensively. That might not come in his first season, but it will definitely, hopefully, be there for them one day. And I just think it's a better fit to put him alongside Jalen Green than Kevin Porter. It's too hard to have these two guards who just continue to chuck up shots, not really calm and relax the offense. There's no real ball movement or, fluidity with having those two in the backcourt. And I think if you change Kevin Porter Jr. and replace him with Scoot Henderson, not only does that improve probably the defense and playmaking and ball movement of the team, I think it also calms Jalen Green down a little bit and kind of reassures him on the shot that he needs to take. I think he will get open a bit more with teams having the stress to guard Scoot Henderson. I think Scoot Henderson's the type of guy with a couple of years in the NBA on his belt. Can definitely, I think play make to Jalen Green a bit better than what Kevin Porter Jr. has so far in his career. And I think the ball movement will just be a whole lot better. Again, defense is a bit of an issue with this Rockets team. I believe they're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. So again, improving that on that end at the point guard position is also a really awesome thing. The fact that Scoot Henderson has been compared to 2 former MVPs of the league is an absolute astronomical thing. He has the shot creation athleticism that Derrick Rose had, athleticism that Russell Westbrook had, the playmaking that Russell Westbrook has, and all this type of stuff. The rebounding, I think, is there as well. Yeah, he's definitely a player who I think could be somewhat complete in the NBA. And the rumor has it is he might not even be 6'2" anymore. There's rumors going around that he's actually going to be listed at 6'3", very, very soon, and that 6'2" listing might be wrong right now. So having a 6'3" guard definitely helps defensively as well, and this is just an obvious pick for the Houston Rockets. If they do want to take it that step further, I still think bringing in a veteran player to help Scoot Henderson develop and whatnot would be an awesome thing to potentially do. There's going to be a ton of guys out there that they could go and do, but in trade for, we know the Cleveland Cavaliers previously helped Darius Garland out by bringing in Ricky Rubio, again, veteran type of playmaking point guard who just was able to teach Garland new things and really helped him develop as a player. They're going to be options for Scoot Henderson. I think the Rockets should do that. Kyle Lowry might be up for trade very, very soon, and you could definitely take on his contract and get a first-round pick maybe out of it by doing it. And plus, you could bring in a veteran player who can help Scoot Henderson develop. And yeah, Lowry can help him with, on the defensive end, playmaking, all that stuff. And I just think that'd be a really awesome thing. And yeah, this is kind of a match made in heaven, I think, for the Houston Rockets. A really good idea. Now, moving on, of course, from this, we're going to be going to the Houston Rockets at pick 18, who have Jalen Hood, Shafino, who I have them taking. This was an extremely hard pick because I've already got the Houston Rockets taking a point guard, obviously, with the best point guard we know in the draft in Scoot Henderson. But I saw Jalen Hood, Shafino on this list, and I was thinking, damn, he can't fall down any further. I just can't let it happen. He's too good of a player. And the reality is, he's not your prototypical type of point guard. He's actually 6'6". So I definitely feel like he could be a shooting guard, small forward in the NBA as well. And it's even being said, he's definitely more of a combo guard than just your strict point guard. But he definitely, I think, has preferred to play there in the most recent time. The reality is, though, the Houston Rockets are not really in a situation to be picky. Look, 2 point guards in the one draft is probably not great. But if you draft Scoot Henderson, you're probably going to be moving on from Kevin Porter Jr. And I don't think they really have a good backup point guard anyway. So if you get in Hood Shafino, the reality is you're bringing in a 6'6" dude who not only can play point guard, but he can play backup shooting guard minutes. He can play backup small forward minutes as well. And he's best available. It's being said that he's a rock-solid guard who's best playing on the ball, facilitating the offense and being a glue guy on both ends of the court. He's being said that he's a really good defender and a fierce competitor, something that the Houston Rockets don't exactly have a lot of. So if you add this guy, you can bring in a dude who can guard 1 through 3, really good defense, and could maybe control the offense when, off the bench, and when Scoot Henderson, of course, goes on that bench. It's being said that he's an extremely aggressive defender who takes pride in shutting down opposing guards. His defensive traits and abilities should translate extremely well to the NBA. It's said that he has a pretty good looking jump shot, but he has a bit of inconsistency hitting that 3 ball and is a below average free throw shooter as well. It's definitely his biggest area of growth in the league, being said that he needs to get that 3-point shot consistent and definitely needs to start hitting those free throws. But I think if you're the Houston Rockets and you have a lot of time to experiment, if you get lucky enough to have Scoot Henderson as your new starting point guard, he can definitely run the offense there. But then, of course, you can also bring, I think, Hood Shafino potentially off the bench to do his thing, get the ball in his hands, and of course, he can help defend. Look, he's probably not going to be the greatest off-ball, type of guy, just because he can't really shoot that well. But there's still a way where he and Scoot Henderson, I think, could also share the court together. Look, he and Scoot Henderson could play, I think, a bit of a double guard system, definitely at a lot of times anyway. You'll have Scoot Henderson defending the 1, and of course, Hood Shafino defending the 2. But then on offense, you might have the ball more in Hood Shafino's type of hands because he can play make really well. And then you might have Henderson play a bit of off ball when he's getting tired and whatnot. And I think Henderson definitely has the ability to do that as well, being an extremely athletic shot creator who can definitely hit a catch and shoot shot or 2. So this makes a whole lot of sense in my opinion for the Houston Rockets to do. I don't think just because you've already drafted a guard that it should shy you away from drafting another point guard. I think that this guy fits in with what the Houston Rockets need. They desperately need defense and playmaking and just a floor general in general. I think this just makes a really, good idea. And yeah, look, you might get some critics and you might get some eye rolls. You've drafted 2 point guards. But hey, I actually really like this idea in my opinion. So of course, I would definitely really like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys agree with my mock draft or do you guys not? I would very much like to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to my, my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channel, and check out my podcast as well, which will be down below if you haven't already. I'll be linking them all there, but most importantly, just comment what you guys think and whatnot. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.